Hello, my name's Bernadette Nason and I'm a storyteller. And I thought that today I would share one of my favourite English stories with you. This one is called Raggylug and it's a story that I've been telling in schools for many years. And since you're probably sitting at home doing absolutely nothing right now and looking for something to do, I'm going to share this story with you. Once upon a time, there was an itty bitty rabbit called Raggylug. Raggylug had smooth velvety fur, just like most bunnies. He'd got a cute pink nose, just like most bunnies. He'd got a little fluffy tail, just like most bunnies. But he was different from other rabbits because he had long, raggedy ears. Can you show me his long, raggedy ears? Now, Raggylug lived in a big green field with his mother, Molly Cottontail. Hello, my name's Molly Cottontail. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, Molly Cottontail was a very good mama, and she spent hours taking care of her baby bunny. Oh, Raggylug, how do you get so dirty? But every single day since Raggylug was born, Molly Cottontail, like all good mamas, needed to take some time for herself. Every day she would hop up, hop out of the nest and say, Raggylug, I have to go and get some food. While I'm gone, sit right there and don't you move. And every day, Raggylug would do exactly what his mama said. He would sit right there and he wouldn't move. Can you show me your Raggylug paws? What about those teeth? Very good. Day after day, Molly Cottontail hopped up, hopped out of the nest and said, Raggylug, I have to go and get some food. While I'm gone, sit right there and don't you move. Every day he would stop whatever he was doing. Just say he was eating a carrot. You got your carrot right there? Let's see those teeth. Here we go. He would put down his carrot. He would get in his don't you move position. He wouldn't move an inch or a smidge, not a wiggle or a giggle. He would sit right there and wait for his mama to come home. And when she came home, she was very proud. Isn't he a good bunny rabbit? What a good boy you are. Thank you for following my safety instructions. Now, Raggylug had had a great many sit right there and don't you move lessons, and he thought he was pretty good at it. In fact, he thought he was the best you would ever find at sitting right there and not moving. If Raggylug had any friends, he would have told his friends how good he was at sitting right there and not moving. But you can't make friends when you're not allowed to leave the nest, and Raggylug was not allowed to leave the nest. So there he sat. He didn't move his nose. Can you wiggle your nose like that? He didn't move his toes. He didn't move his paws. He didn't move his claws. Thank you for participating. He just sat right there and he waited. I'm bored. I've been sitting here for hours. I know my mama said I shouldn't climb out of the nest, but I don't think it would do any harm for me to listen a little more closely. And for the first time, Raggylug could hear everything in the big green field. He could hear the bees buzzing. What do they sound like? Bzzz. He could hear the trees blowing in the breeze. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. He could hear the birds flying in the sky. Tweet, 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 tweet. He thought he could even hear the grass growing. I don't know. His ears were on top of his head like this, and he was so excited he sang, I wonder where my mama's gone, I wonder where she ran, I wonder when she's coming back. Oh, I can hear her. Yes, I can. And he was back in his don't you move position when his mama got home. And of course she was very proud. Isn't he a good bunny rabbit? What a good boy you are. Thank you for following my safety instructions. Well, the next day, Raggylug was feeling a little more adventurous when Molly Cottontail hopped out of the nest and said, Raggylug, I have to go and get some food. While I'm gone, sit right there and don't you move. Raggylug got in his don't you move position and he counted to 10 in English. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then he lifted one eye. Pop. And then the other one. Pop. And for the first time, he could see everything in the big green field. He could see the bees buzzing on the flowers. Bzzz. He could see the trees blowing in the breeze. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. He could see the birds flying in the sky. Tweet, 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 tweet. He thought he could even see the grass growing. Yeah, okay. His ears were on top of his head like this, and he was so excited he sang, I wonder where my mama's gone, I wonder where she ran, I wonder when she's coming back. I can see her, yes I can. And he was back in his don't you move position when his mama got home, and she was just about bursting with pride. Isn't he just about the best bunny in the whole wide world? Isn't he just about the best bunny? You are the best bunny in the whole wide world. Yes, you are. Thank you for following my safety instructions. Well, Raggylug sat in the nest and he said, oh dear, I'm being a very naughty bunny. I am not following my mama's safety instructions at all, am I? But it is hard to do what your mama says all the time, isn't it? It is. But I'm going to try, and I'm never going to lie again or be disobedient or anything. Never, never, never. Never, 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 never. Oh, but the next day, the very next day, the sun was shining, the sky was blue, there were big white puffy clouds moving along, and Raggylug sat in the nest with his paws and his teeth, and he was bored. So bored. I have seen everything in the big green field, and I've heard all its lovely sounds. I don't think it would do any harm for me to listen more closely, see more closely, and climb out of the nest. He was just about to climb out of the nest when he heard a strange, unfamiliar sound. He heard rustle, rustle, rustle. Can you do that noise with me? Rustle, rustle, rustle. Up went his ears on top of his head. He listened really carefully, and there it was again. Rustle, rustle, rustle. Ooh, there's something outside my nest that I have never seen. I think I'd better wait. So he waited a couple of moments, and then he heard another strange sound. He heard whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Up went his ears on top of his head. He listened really carefully, and there it was again. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. There's something out there. It sounds a bit like my mama's feet running through the grass, but I don't think it is. I think I'd better wait. So he waited another couple of moments, and then he heard the strangest noise of all. He heard rattle, rattle, rattle. Up went his ears on top of his head. He listened really carefully, and there it was again. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Oh, there's something outside my nest that I have never seen. And I know my mama told me I shouldn't jump out, but I've got to see what it is, haven't I? I've got to see what it is. So Raggylug jumped. And as soon as he did, he saw what it was. It was a huge red and black striped snake. And the snake looked him right in the eye and said, red and black striped snake was hungry, looked at Raggylug's ear and knew exactly what it wanted for breakfast. "Ah!" shouted Raggylug. "Mama, mama, mama!" Slowly, the red and black striped snake started to wrap itself round Raggylug's tiny, furry body. "Mama, mama, mama!" shouted Raggylug, but not quite as loudly as before. Tighter and tighter squeezed the snake. "Mama, mama, mama!" shouted Raggylug, but not quite as loudly as before. But guess what? Molly Cottontail had heard him the first time. Ears up on top of her head, she ran all the way across the big green field, and there she found her baby bunny with the red and black striped snake wrapped all the way around him. "Raggylug," she said, "my baby! For! Let him go." Well, the snake just laughed. But he didn't let go. Well, Molly was a good mama, and she was not going to give up as easily as that. "I'm warning you, let him go or there'll be trouble." And this time, the snake did let go, and Molly just had time to shout, "Run, Raggylug, run for your life!" when the snake grabbed hold of her. But Molly was a very strong rabbit. Anna. She pulled herself loose from the snake's hold. She grabbed the other end of the snake with her paw, and she started to... And she flung him up in the air so hard he shot up like a rocket, and he landed right at the top of an old oak tree. Well, now it was time for Raggylug to run. "Come on, Raggylug, run, run!" But he was so afraid he couldn't move. Can you show me your scared bunnies? Oh, very good. But then he heard his mama's voice calling, and he reached out and grabbed her tail, ran behind her all the way across the big green field. And when they came to another field and they were as far away from the snake as they could go, Molly built another nest, and she sat in the nest with her baby bunny in her arms like this, and she rocked him backwards and forwards, and she said, "Poor Raggylug, poor Raggylug." But then she picked him up, she put him down, she hopped up and out of the nest, and she said, "Raggylug, I have to go and get some food. While I'm gone, sit right there and..." What did she say? "Don't you move." And this time Raggylug sat in the nest with his paws and his teeth. And he didn't move. And that's the story of Raggylug. But before I let you go today, I thought I would share a couple of things I've got in my basket here, a little show and tell for you. First of all, there's my bunny. There's Raggylug with his raggedy ears. Well, they're not so raggedy, are they? And he's actually wearing his Mother's Day bow. This is what English rabbits look like when they're in the wild. Brown, like this one. There you go. And who else is in the basket? Uh-oh. Eek! It's the red and black striped snake. Actually, this tale comes from England, and we don't have snakes like this in England. We've only got little brown snakes in England. Everything in England's a little bit brown. Brown sparrows too. And this one is from the Audubon Zoo in New Orleans. And this one, he's a little bit like, oh gosh, a cross between a boa constrictor and a python and a rattlesnake. And that story of Raggylug has travelled all around the world. And every time it goes somewhere different, people put their own snake in it, which is why the snake looks like this. As it happens, this snake is very friendly. So he's going back in the basket. And Raggylug says, bye for now. Thank you for listening.